Hello, this is not a spring chicken. The big news today, of course, is, okay, admittedly, the administration says there has been some inflation. Milk prices have gone up once in the last 6 months. Oh, and what, gas prices? Oh, they've been on, is it the decline? And maybe if you, oh, well, forget about that, he got Bin Laden. Well, for now, we're going to bring Oldecam on with comments on the headlines of today. And Obama signs a Patriot Act extension with auto pen.
Okay, it's not legal.
What is
okay,
auto pen?
You can't auto pen. He basically, from your signed it. It has to be signed by him personally. And basically, since he did not sign it personally, he actually didn't even sign it. They had somebody sign it for him with an auto pen, and therefore he can tell the people when he's running for the presidency, I did not believe in the Patriot Act, that's why I did not actually physically sign it. See, but I got Bin Laden, which is, we're going to tell people, this is last night. The strategy has now been revealed for the next campaign season because they started at the major fundraiser, which he didn't attend, and said Biden did. You know, we realized that the economy is worse than what we thought it was just because George Bush made such a mess out of it. But don't worry, we got Bin Laden. I worry that gasoline prices are not what they should be because of George Bush's, causing problems in the Middle East, but we got Bin Laden. I realize that even though there is a little inflation, we don't want it to be even that small amount, which was caused by George Bush, but we got Bin Laden. Yeah, they're gonna run against George Bush, not say that they did anything, but they got Bin Laden. That's not going to go anywhere because he can't prove he got Bin Laden. Because they said, okay, Trump may be back in again. Trump said specifically, I've never seen a goddamn, birth certificate like that in my life, and no doctor that I know of has ever seen a birth certificate like that. So you talk about forgery, and then he said, I want to see the proof. I don't want that. I have a degree in journalism, not business. I want first-hand evidence that Bin Laden was killed. I don't want the president's man Carney telling me the president was killed. And I'm not talking about the pictures. I want to talk to the people that could prove that this was Bin Laden standing right there in front of him, and not with a DNA test, not with pictures. And he said the president cannot possibly deliver any of that. So it isn't real if he can't deliver. So they think that basically he pissed off Trump somewhere along the line.
Somewhere along the line, if Trump's coming out like that.
Trump is not running, but Trump is going to pound on him.
Oh yeah, it all has to do with IndyCar.
Yeah, I think he's got really mad about being taken out of IndyCar, which was a disgrace.
That was, I mean, and if you aren't concerned about what we're talking about, Trump was supposed to be in one of the Indy cars and one of the pace cars.
Yeah, in the pace car.
Oh, in the pace car.
And they put, I think, Bobby Unser in instead. Like Bobby Unser's done it before, folks. I mean, why not put Al in? Al is basically more prestigious than Bobby. Or why not, like one of the great racers of all time that's really old and have him in it?
Even like Mario Andretti.
Yeah, Mario Andretti. Mario Andretti still drives cars. Look at the commercials that he does. He's 70 years old and still got his foot on the pedal.
An FBI 5.5% drop in violent crime.
They love that one. As Washington, D.C., as Detroit, as Chicago, as Cicero, as Los Angeles, as Dallas, as Phoenix, one major city after another are talking about the increase in crime. Our president has now rates with a crime rate. You know that crimes always go down when Democratic presidents are president?
Are you serious?
Every time a Democrat is president, they said, you know why the crime rates are down? They don't arrest anybody.
Well, that's a good reason why.
Yeah.
And Obama pisses off Venezuela, and they shut off 10% of our oil supply.
Well, actually, it's getting worse because the President of the United States is basically getting ready in December to cut off 20% of our domestic supply.
Why?
Because he's going to protect a lizard in southwest Texas and in New Mexico, two states that are, New Mexico went Republican, and southwest Texas is heavily non-minority, so he's going to shut down, I'm doing this for the good of the nation, because if somebody doesn't stand firm, we will lose these animals once and for all. They said, here's a good one. Nobody has seen the bloody lizard in decades. They haven't seen the lizard. They're trying to make an endangered species in decades. All they got is file photos from a zoo.
Oh.
And then they also said, they're talking about, they've been drilling there for a century.
Never seen one.
Never seen one.
Well,
you don't think that this guy is anti his country? So.
And Serbia arrests Mladic on war crime charges.
Yeah, well, I know. The guy's been living out. He's been living in public for years, which means they said that they may give him life imprisonment if he's convicted. Well, they haven't convicted anybody. Because you're talking about a guy that was exterminating Muslims. There are no love for Muslims over there anymore. I mean, the only people that love the Muslim races, like they said, they found out that was it 80% of the money that we're giving in foreign aid are going to Muslim countries, which has been increased since Obama became president. And since Obama became president, they dislike us even more than they did before. So
why does one stop giving them money?
That's what they're saying, to stop giving them. They said every American citizen is paying $5,000 to be disliked by the Muslims.
Ooh.
And that's something, $5,000 per American citizen to have the Muslims dislike us more than they did before Obama became president.
Ooh. And Clinton and Joint Chiefs Chairman press Pakistan.
I know. This is Monty's kid Rex from Las Vegas. He does not, he said everybody knows if this guy was bin Laden, that the whole country knew about it. Which means it couldn't have, the fact that there's an awful lot of people that are indignant and we're getting pissed off at you people, means it wasn't bin Laden. It's just some tall guy, some tall rich guy that was eccentric living across the street from the military compound.
And Edwards meets leading figure in criminal probe.
That's not supposed to happen. If they were going to charge you with a crime, you don't meet the people that are, the people in the probe. Your lawyers do that. You don't go talk to people in person, which means there's not campaign finance laws. They said they figured out that they think that they're going to hit him with a money laundering charge, which basically is a dump you out on the streets charge, because he took his money and laundered it. It was his money.
And oil idols near $104 amid debt and China growth jitters.
Yeah, because what happens is, no matter what Obama says or his economist, we've got people from Goldman Sachs who he hates who are working for him, have said the economy is going down the drain. He said everyone in the world, but the president and his administration knows that the economy is stopped. With the stimulus money going to, I love this, with the stimulus money going to campaign contributions, he's paying people off for contributing. The economy has came to a standstill because it was only stimulus money that was being spent. There's been no wage increases. Inflation is up. I will tell you though, gasoline prices are down for the 21st straight day under Obama. Food prices have only in the last 12 months only rose by 0.8%. It said never mind the fact that milk that was costing $2.69 a gallon is now costing $3.89 a gallon. That Heinz just raised their prices by 33%. Starbucks just by 17%. By McDonald's by 10%. And you just start going to all of the places that are raising their prices, but it only is up by less than 1% in a year.
And some of Joplin's missing turn up safe alive.
Yeah, well, because they just left the area to go. If you got no home, you go live with relatives rather than stand in an open field.
Well, I think that would be smart.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially if they're close. North Korea leader's armored train arrives in Chinese capital.
Because you can't trust, basically you cannot trust the people of China. They don't like him. They support him, but they don't like him. So what's happening actually, this is the way it worked in Vietnam with the Russians that supported the Vietnamese. Now the Russians are starting to support North Korea because it is more likely that the South Koreans are going to sweep north. North Koreans are going to sweep north and south at the same time. Otherwise, China wouldn't have a 1 million-man army standing on the borders.
And Palin to embark on an East Coast bus tour.
Okay, I love this one. We're going to hear the BS today. The BS says, Okay, I ask you, why is Palin going on this tour that makes it look like she's running for the presidency? Well, probably because she's got a documentary coming out about her right now. You mean she's got a documentary that she's getting paid to be involved with? She's got a documentary she's being paid. Oh, does it have anything to do with the book tour? Book tour. You mean it has all to do with money and not to do with running for president? She's just buying a brand new house in Arizona, which means she couldn't run for president because it takes, you have to, residency requirements are like a year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Bubbleism from the Mark Twain of the Animal Kingdom.
Hey, this is one for all of those scientists that say that old people don't need as much sleep as young people. This old people need a lot of sleep.